What is evil? Is this a word you avoid?
No, I don't. Because I think part of what we're wrestling with here is resisting the Enlightenment, I mean the historical period in Europe, the idea that evil and sin can just be reduced to immorality, individual human immorality. I think there's something deeper in the idea of sin than just immoral. I think sin is a much more comprehensive category. I think sin is a failure to love wisely so that you ultimately engage in a kind of idolatry. You take something as ultimate, which is not. And that can tend to constellate these collective agents, I call them hyper agents, within distributed cognition that have a capacity to wreak havoc on the world that is not just due to a sort of a sum total of immoral decisions. This goes to Hannah Arendt's thing, right? And the banality of Eichmann. And she was really wrestling with it. And I think she's close to something, but I think she's slightly off. Eichmann is just making a whole bunch of immoral decisions, but it doesn't seem to capture the gravity of what the Nazis did, the genocide and the warfare. And she's right, because you're not going to get just the summation of a lot of individual, rather banal, immoral choices adding up to what was going on. You're getting a comprehensive parasitic process within massive distributed cognition that has the power to confront the world and confront aspects of the world that individuals can't. And I think when we're talking about evil, that's what we're trying to point to. This is a point of convergence between me and Jonathan Pajot. We've been talking about this.
So the word sin is interesting.
Yes.
Are you comfortable using the word sin?
I'm
Because
comfortable.
It's so deeply rooted in religious texts.
It is. And in part, and I struggle around this because I was brought up as a fundamentalist Christian. And so that is still there within me. There's trauma associated with that.
Probably layers of self-deception mechanisms.
No doubt. No doubt.
That you're slowly escaping.
Trying to come into a proper, respectful relationship with Christianity via a detour through Buddhism, Taoism, and pagan Neoplatonism.
Trying to find a way how to love wisely.
Yes, exactly. And so I think the term sin is good because somebody may not be doing something that we would prototypically call immoral, but if they're failing to love wisely, they are disconnecting themselves in some important way from the structures of reality. And I think it was Hume. I may be wrong. Hume says, people don't do things because they think it's wrong. They do a lesser good in place of a greater good. And that's a different thing than being immoral. Immoral, we're saying, you're doing something that's wrong. It's like, well, no. I'm loving my wife. That's a great thing, isn't it? Yeah, but if you love your wife at the expense of your kids, like, maybe something's going awry here, right? Well, I love my country. Great. But should you love your country at the expense of your commitment to the religion you belong to? Like, people should wrestle with these questions. And I think sin is a failure to wrestle with these questions properly.
Yeah, to be content with the choices you've made without considering.
Yeah.
Is there a greater good that could be done?